It is known as the toughest inflatable boat race in the world.
Time once again for All Out Action, proudly brought to you by our new broadcast sponsor, Javans, the company that improves people's lives through innovative ideas and technology. Day 3 sees the start of the third stage from Stilbaai to Struisbaai, and as the pilots and co-pilots gather for the compulsory roll call session, one could clearly see that the inclement weather and rough seas of the first 2 days were taking its toll. Although the only foreign entrant in the field, the Swede Lars Nielsen, was still pretty positive at this stage of the race.
Fine.
The third stage started at the main beach at Stilbaai and then onto the first beach checkpoint at Witstrand, after which the second beach checkpoint was at Arniston. From there they will run onto the main beach at Struisbaai, a total distance of 168 kilometers. Under starters' orders, and away they go for the start of the third stage of the world's toughest inflatable boat race. An aerial spectacle as they spread out across the bay, and this brilliant aerial footage is brought to you with the compliments of on-air helicopters. Michael Harting and Gavin Kern were quiet on day 1, but came into their own on day 2 and are now really into the swing of things. Ackerman and Gillimer must be pretty disappointed with their progress and overall position during their first 2 days, but he always maintains that this particular race is not won on the first or second day. Francois du Toit and Christy Lawrence in the I&J boat moving ever closer to their home waters and looking all the better for it. The Bugler Adventures team of Theo Lotte and Wikus van Niekerk once again take an early overall lead in pretty rough waters, and they seem to be heading for total domination in their class. Ingo Tuschardt and Peter Daniel in the Quantica H&H boat, the two men from Gauteng, looking much more at home on the water after 2 days of salt and spray. All-out action of this year's Rat Race Media Transagullis is brought to you by Javans, the company that improves people's lives through innovative ideas and technology. Helge Hohenstein and Stein Besson from Mojo also growing in confidence after each completed stage. The first sight of the morning of the flying world champion on his Speedworld Kawasaki and overall leader in the jet ski class, Jared Moore. Another team from Paarl in the Ranger Outback Promotions boat, and also growing in stature as the race progresses, Jacques Moutet and Andres Molnar, the two scholars from Bolland Agricultural High. Stefan Linneke and the Kobe and Sandals boat coping well with his new co-pilot Philip Brink, who replaced an injured Danny Armenga after the first day of the Transagullis. Willie van Deventer and Johan Monday from Pretoria in their Viking boat looking like two seasoned ocean racers. Elmore Kirsten and Marcel van Roele in the manual racing boat has also overcome their niggly problems of the first day and running well. Neville van Niekerk and Vic Ball, the third of the well-known Ball brothers from East London, also looking comfortable at this stage. And then it's on to the first checkpoint at Witstrand, and from the air it's quite clear that we have a couple of innovative youngsters on the beach welcoming us to Witstrand with this message in the sand. +3 conditions and rough seas are once again the main ingredients on the menu, as competitors near the beach and in the background Theo Lotte and Wikus van Niekerk have once again managed to reach the first checkpoint ahead of anyone else in the field. The first inflatable is that of the now all too familiar PH Plant Hire Boats and Bikes racing team of Marius Lodewijks and Bertie van Heijsteen. Randall Koopman, the co-pilot on the Danlo Marine boat with Phil Lowe, battles it out in the surf. Meanwhile, someone got it all wrong, because surely that's not the right side up. Donovan Fourie and Dirk de Beer are the unfortunate men on top of their boat. Jaco Kotze sporting the number 2, really giving it his all as teammate Tiaan Vermeulen waits back in the water. It's frantic activity all round on the beach as crews try to refuel as quickly as possible. A brilliant sight from the on-air helicopters, bringing you these spectacular images as the official aerial footage sponsor. Another casualty is one of the other competitors in the wrong side up, and you can't blame some guys for feeling they should have rather stayed in bed on this, the third day of the Transvagalus. Wimpie Ackerman in the Bugler Adventures boat hails from this part of the world and knows this stretch of coastline like the palm of his hand. Here's someone playing games with the incoming tide, and obviously they've seen some of the overturned casualties earlier on. Still a fierce battle for the lead up front, and it seems as if this is going to be an extremely tight finish at Struisbaai. No one probably has the time or inclination to enjoy the scenery right now, but this has always been a magnificent stretch of coastline in this part of the world. Onto the second checkpoint of the morning at the scenic coastal resort of Arniston, and apart from the scenic beauty of the area, it's also known to be the burial ground of many a vessel in days gone by. Some of the mums fitting in their early morning exercise, while Theo Lotte and Wikus van Niekerk passed the checkpoint in their now all too familiar number 1 position overall. As the crews get ready to refuel their respective teams, a surprise awaits them on the beach as Tiaan Vermeulen and Jaco Kotze in the Conno Stairs and decking boat make their appearance ahead of the chasing pack. Marius Lodewijks and Bertie van Huisteen, who's been leading since the start on the first day, comes in second for the first time at a beach checkpoint, and one wonders whether they will be able to catch Vermeulen before the finishing line in Struisbaai. Another somewhat surprise appearance amongst the front runners here at Arniston is the WB Civils team of Johan van Dijk and Japie Swart, but then it must be said that this is home waters to them. Eugene Foster and Nicky de Goede in the Hermanus property sales boat had a useful run on the previous day, and they seem to be improving on their performance daily. Wimpie Ackerman and Dejan Gilleme are next to clocking, but immediately Ackerman removes his helmet and they seem to have problems with the boat. Francois de Toey and Christy Lawrence in the I&J boat have been going well all morning and look set for a good time at the finish line in Struisbaai. By the looks of things, Ackerman seemed to be having trouble with one of the engine brackets. Ackerman frantically working on that bolt to get away as soon as possible. Von Korps, Rocco Erasmus and Gerald Groenewald has also picked up the pace since the previous day and is looking solid right now. The Rat Race Media Transvagalus hosts more than 106 competitors, but at times during the race it can become very lonely out there in the world's toughest inflatable boat race. Willie van Deventer and Johan Monday in the Viking boat flies past the checkpoint. Neville van Niekerk and Big Ball in close pursuit of Van Deventer and Monday. A brilliant sight from the on-air helicopters, bringing you these spectacular images as the official aerial footage sponsor. Herman Loans and Jaco Vosloo on the Property Channel boat trying to make up some time after they battled somewhat on day 1 and 2. The Toey and Lawrence racing like champions on what to them is very much home turf. Meanwhile, the overall leader in the Quantum Wealth Modified class, Marius Lodewijks and Bertie van Huisteen, are desperately trying to keep their unbeaten record on the long hauls intact. As always the case, a jam-packed main beach awaits the competitors as they near the ever-popular holiday town of Struisbaai. An extremely familiar sight after 3 days of racing when Theo Lotte and Wikus van Niekerk arrive first at the finish line after the third long haul of the race. Amazing the fact that Lotto actually broke his toe on the previous day when he slipped during the long haul stretch to Stilbay, and he admitted that this caused him a considerable amount of discomfort and pain during the race. The second boat to finish is the rib of Neville van Niekerk and Vic Ball in the even route homespun colours, and they too picked up the pace markedly since day one. The all-out action of this year's Rat Race Media Transagullis is brought to you by Jevons, the company that improves people's lives through innovative ideas and technology. Still at the finish line at Struisbaai as we wait for the first inflatable to finish, and first home is indeed Marius Lodewyks and Bertie van Huisteen in the PH Plant Hire Boats and Bikes boat, and they keep their unbeaten record of wins in the long haul stages intact with this brilliant performance. They might not have the power and speed of Lodewyks, but with the standard class motor, Tiaan Vermeulen and Jaco Kotze of Econostays and Decking causes an upset when they manage to finish in second place in the third long haul of the race. Johan Lodewyks and Johan Olivier with the Automotive Dynamics boat continues their great form of the previous 2 days and finishes in third place. Another surprise finish amongst the top dogs is that of WB Civils with the veteran Johan van Dijk and Jaapie Swart on board. With this performance, the Nexus team of Dreyer van Niekerk and Dudley de Rook ensure that they stay second overall in the Bolancella standard class. Stefan Linneke and Philip Brink also finishes amongst the front runners. Some of the brilliant aerial footage, again with the compliments of on-air helicopters, as we watch Elmore, Kirsten and Marcel van Roele finish in their Emmanuel Rib. Wimpie Ackerman and Jan Gillimeer finishes after they encountered mechanical problems between Witstrand and Arniston. 3 times world jet ski champion Jared Moore finishes on his Speedworld Kawasaki. All the Transagullis action is brought to you by Jevons, the company that improves people's lives through innovative ideas and technology. Our ladies team of Audrey Brunt and Karen Perkins finishes in the Success Builders boat. Another of the fairer sex, Candice Pretorius, sets off for the finish line for the Jevons Bolancellas boat. Old and young alike seem to be enjoying the action of the Rat Race Media Transagullis here in Struisbaai. Vandag het jou bestelling baie goed voorgehardloop en wat gebeur toe?
Ja, ons het vanoggend besluit ons om moet hard ry om te probeer 'n bietjie tyd opmaak en op die ou end dink ek het ons dit bietjie oordoen en die engines die stuur se nek het afgebreek.
Let's have a brief look at the morning's long haul results, and in the Rat Cat Rib class, the unstoppable pairing of Lotto and van Niekerk in first again. The Property Channel jet ski class was comfortably won by Jared Moore on his Kawasaki, and incidentally he was the only one to finish in his class. In the Quantum Wealth Modified class, Marius Lodewyks and Bertie van Huisteen made it 3 in a row. The winners of the Bungalow Blueprint class were Ines Adrianatos and Harry Cole. And Tiaan Vermeulen and Jaco Kotze won the Bolancella standard class. Struisbaai is an extremely popular holiday destination, and the main beach seems to be the gathering place for all the sun worshippers who make the most of their year-end holiday. The all-out action of this year's Rat Race Media Transagullis is brought to you by Jevons, the company that improves people's lives through innovative ideas and technology. Jack Tar Rum King of the Waves will be decided in windy conditions with a moderate to big swell, and the circle route should test the skill and ability of most of the pilots who will be lining up for the afternoon session. First up on the starters' orders are the competitors in the Property Channel jet ski class, and with only Paul Deacon to contend with, the current leader Jared Moore on his Kawasaki should have no trouble in taking line honours here. Paul Deacon of the NFP Blue Everest team has performed consistently well over the first 2 days, but is left behind by Moore. 3 times world jet ski champion Moore showing just why he is one of the best in this sporting discipline. Deacon trying gallantly to be competitive, but he's unfortunately no match for Moore at this stage. Moore makes it look extremely easy as he races up front without any real competition. Jarrett Moore sees the checkered flag and takes line honours on his Speedworld Kawasaki. Finishing second behind Moore, we have Paul Deacon from the NFP Blue Everest Deacon and Associates team. Here then we have confirmation of the result of the Jack Tar Rum King of the Waves in the properly channeled jet ski class. Up next we have the Rat Cat Rip class, and right from the start the now all too familiar sight of Theo Lotte and Wikus van Niekerk taking an early lead in the race, followed closely by Elmore Kirsten. Manoeuvrability with these large craft can be tricky on the tight circuits, and here Kirsten nearly loses the plot as van Niekerk and Ball moving on them. Still a comfortable lead for Lotte and van Niekerk in the Buglu Adventures rib. The checkered flag signals victory to Theo Lotte and Wikus van Niekerk. In second place we have Neville van Niekerk and Vic Paul in the Evenroot homespun colours. Finishing third is Elmore Kirsten and Marcel van Roele in the manual racing boat. Confirmation of the results in the Jack Tar Rum King of the Waves competition for the Rat Cat Rip class, and again Lotte and van Niekerk topping the list. After the pilots were briefed by Odie Dirkhoff on the layout of the course, the Boland Standard Class Group A were first up under starters' orders. We're expecting a major tussle for line honours between the current overall leaders Johan Ludewijks for Automotive Dynamics and Dreyer van Niekerk for Nexus. Van Niekerk in the Nexus boat takes the early lead, but from the aerial footage it's clear that these conditions were fairly trying and that skill and patience would be needed to win this contest. Van Niekerk and De Roock still at the front of the pack, not letting their grip on the race go. But Ludewijks is determined not to let Van Niekerk get away and gain some valuable time in the process. Previous day's results were now reversed as Dre van Niekerk and Dudley De Roock finishes first with Johan Ludewijks and John Olivier in second place. Next up we have Group B in the Boland Standard class to see if they can better the times of the A group, the Jack Tar Rum King of the Waves competition. Conditions are definitely worsening, and patience and lots of skill will be the name of the game for these pilots. These great visuals are brought to you courtesy of on-air helicopters. The property channel's Lawrence and Vosloo are determined to prove that they have sorted those niggly problems, but once again things aren't going according to plan. At the front there's still a big tussle going on between I&J's De Toy and Lawrence and Tian van Wielen and Jaco Kotze in the Connosteers decking boat. A great win then for the Hermanus-based team of Francois Du Toit and Christy Lawrence in the I&J colours. Confirmation of the final results in the Boland Standard class, and Van Niekerk and De Roock take line honours from Du Toit and Lawrence in second place. Time for the Bugler Blueprint class, and Michael Hutting and Gavin Kern won the Jack Tar Rum King of the Waves title the previous day in Stilbay and were out to prove that they could repeat their previous day's form. Wimpie Ackerman and Jan Gillemier were back on home turf though, and were definitely in with more than just a chance to win this one. Ackerman and Gillemier taking the lead with Hutting in close pursuit, but he's going to have his work cut out to catch the flying Ackerman. Wimpie Ackerman reading the surf conditions beautifully, and when he's in this mood, there's no stopping him. A checkered flag, and there's no stopping Ackerman and Gillemier in the Buglu Adventures boat. Hutting and Kern in the Microlink PC Conti Creek boat finishes in second place. Confirmation then of the result, and Wilhelm Rabi and Paul Roux in the Robertson Toyota Bon Courage colours manages to finish in a well-earned third place. Contestants in the Quantum Wealth Modified class now have to show off their skill and it looks like a brilliant start for Stefan Lindeke and Philip Brink in the Kobe and Sandals boat. Lionel Ball and Stefan Hichu have so far dominated this event in their class, and with Ball's experience, they should come close again. Marius Ludovics in the PH Plantae boat leads Ball and Hichu, but Lionel Ball only knows one way, and that's full throttle and taking on these elements. Ball in Hichu sees the gap and overtakes the P&H Plantae boat of Ludovics and Van Huisteen, and you can sense that Ball just relishes these type of conditions. The checkered flag goes up and Lionel Ball and Stefan Hichu secures victory. In second place we have Kobians Lindeke and Brink, and third we have PH Plantae's Ludovics and Van Huisteen. Confirmation of the Quantum Wealth modified class, and it's Ball in first, followed by Lindeke and Ludovics in third. Everyone was having fun at the Rat Race Media Transagullas as the winners of the long haul stage in the morning were introduced. Ludovics and Van Huisteen in the Quantum Wealth modified class. Tiaan Vermeulen and Jaco Kotze won the Bolancella standard class. The winners of the Buglu blueprint class were Ines Adrianatos and Harry Cole. Theo Lotte and Wikus van Niekerk took line honours in the Ratcat Rip Open class, and Nemo van Niekerk and Vic Ball in the Formula 3 class. The Property Channel Jet Ski class was comfortably won by Jared Moore on his Kawasaki. In the afternoon's Jactar Rum King of the Waves competition, Lionel Ball and Stefan Hichu won the Quantum Wealth modified class, Van Niekerk and De Roek the Bolancella standard class, Wimpy Ackerman and Dian Gillemeur took the Buglu blueprint class, Lotte and Van Niekerk triumphed in the Ratcat Rip Open class, and Van Niekerk and Vic Ball in the Formula 3 Ratcat Rips. Then Jared Moore finished on top in the Property Channel Jet Ski class. Here's the overall standings after day 3, and Ludovics and Olivier in the Bolancella standard class, Adrianatos and Cole in the Buglu blueprint class, the Quantum Wealth modified class, Ludovics and Van Huisteen, Moore in the Property Channel Jet Ski class, Lotte and Van Niekerk open class of the Ratcat Ribs, and Kirsten and Van Roele the Formula 3 class. The overall standings in the Jactar Rum King of the Waves competition were as follows: Bolancella standards for Vermeulen and Kotze, Buglu blueprints Hutting and Kern, Quantum Wealth modifieds Lionel Ball and Stefan Hichu, the Property Channel Jet Skis Jared Moore, Ratcat open class Lotte and Van Niekerk, Formula 3 class Kirsten and Van Roele. It was yet another long, hot and windy day for competitors and supporters alike, but cameraman Wilhelm was still smiling regardlessly. Although for the competitors it was back to the Jovans team, who were looking after all the aching muscles after each stage. It was the first time that the Jactar Rum Night Race took place in Struisbaai, and a big crowd turned out to watch the action on the main beach. Despite the prevalent festive atmosphere, there were some really nervous team members as Dirkie van Rooyen explained the route to them, and then it was time to fit the glow sticks to the helmets and the boats and venture off into the unknown darkness and surf off the Struisbaai main beach. The crowd certainly enjoyed every minute of the action of the Jactar Rum Night Race, and this was sure to become a big favourite leg of the Transagullas in years to come. The Jactar Rum Night Race took the form of a triangular 20-kilometre course, and it was obviously a first, yet to be tested route for all the competitors. Off they go, and it's quite amazing at what speed the competitors in the Quantum Wealth modified class took off in the darkness of the night and head for the tiny lights of the marker boats at the back of the ocean. Fourie and Nias appeared first from the dark, and here are the official results then, with Ludovics and Van Huisteen in second and Koopman and Louw in third. In the Buglu blueprint class, Wilhelm Rabie and Paul Roux from Robertson Toyota Boncoraz finished off their most successful day in the Transagullas so far, with a great victory over Michael Hutting and Gavin Kern, with Ackerman and Gillemeur in third. The Bolancella Standard Class Group A were next to take to the waters, and by now the nerves were slightly calmed by the fact that competitors seemed to have no problem finding their way back to the beach. Eventually Ingo Tuschardt and Peter Daniel were first to appear from the darkness, and they were followed closely by Francois de Toey and Christy Lawrence. The Bull and Cellar Standard Class Group B took off next, and although this appeared to be a lot of fun, it was in fact quite dangerous for the competitors, as any hidden rock or other obstruction could cause absolute mayhem in the dark. In the end, it was a good result for Automotive Dynamics West Cape Aluminium team of Johan Lodewijks and Johan Olivier. Final results in the standard class, and Lodewijks and Olivier clocked the fastest time, followed by the Rekkies Gert Kemp and Hein Augustyn. All in all, a fitting climax to day 3 of the Rat Race Meet at Transagulhas.